1,000 fires, but life still transpires. It's Rhyme and Reason 538.
There's a rhyme and reason for your life. There's a rhyme and reason why.
Hey there, Tony here, and I'd like to talk about a word, just a single word for a second. Transpire, because I like that word. I mean, it feels like it has more depth and meaning to it than the word happen, What transpires today and that sounds a lot better than what happens today is, you see what I mean? I mean, after all, if it feels right, it must be right? So that's why I chose the word transpire to rhyme with that phrase, 1,000 fires. Gee whiz, Tony, get to the point. What's it got to do with 1,000 fires anyway? Well, patience, good pilgrim, all in good time. First, let's talk about climate change. Honey, where's the TV directory? I got to change the channel. This guy's talking about climate change. No, not really. Well, yeah, but not the way the silly Chicken Little Sky is Falling wackadoos talk about it, because I do believe in climate change. Oh, my goodness, could that be? Tony believes in... Yeah, but we used to call it travel or the Four Seasons. No, not Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. The actual seasons of climate change. Anyway, those summer, spring, fall, winter, those things. Anyway, I'm confident that good old seasonal climate change isn't going to destroy our little blue planet, and I'm fully aware of how and why most people on our little blue planet won't share my confidence. But after multiple decades of living on this little blue planet, I've discovered truth actually exists. Yes! And I mean perfectly trustable truth. And I'm talking about the truth that says, while the earth remains, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, winter and summer, and day and night shall not cease. Okay, call me crazy. You wouldn't be the first. But doesn't that sound way more reassuring than that trendy climate change rhetoric you hear about? Oh, man, we're going to have the oceans are going to fill up with all the water from the Arctic and Antarctic, and it's going to cover all the land. We're all going to drown. Climate change. Yeah. Or, hey, look, it's fall. Isn't it a beautiful time of year? Oh, I love the summer. Me too. But winter is great because you can go skiing. And the spring, who doesn't love the spring with all the new life springing up from all the plants? I mean, that's a much nicer conversation when you talk about climate change, right? Now, when some would have you believe climate change started 1,000 fires over there on the West Coast, that's really getting into that rhetoric of, oh no, the sky is falling. And by the way, it's the metaphorical reference, 1,000 fires. It just means a lot of fires, not literally 1,000 fires. In fact, according to some data, there might have been over 7,000 fires just in California this year so far. But, who's counting? Well, I guess I did. I looked it up. Anyway, even when you add up all the fires around the globe, you still discover something amazing and wonderful. Wonderful? What's so wonderful about the world burning up, Tony? Well, that's just it. You do a little digging, and you'll see the vast majority of the world is not burning up. It's not. No, it's not. And that takes me right back to where I started this little story. As life and time transpires, it offers up opportunities to perpetuate either truth or lies. And most of the people on our little blue planet prefer to believe and perpetuate the lies because they've chosen to believe the lies can invalidate God. But truth, which originates in God, by the way, it can't be invalidated. It will continue to rise through to the surface, be revealed, and come to be known. Now, those are examples of the origins of the word transpire. The whole rise through to the surface, be revealed, come to be known, transpire. That's what happens when things transpire. Okay, when the truth is revealed, it transforms and establishes reconciled norms, and the people who care are both humble and rare, well equipped to extinguish firestorms. that's it for this episode of Rhyme and Reason. I hope it lit a fire under you to talk about climate change in the right way. Winter, spring, summer, and fall. Yeah, it sounds like, who was that? James Taylor? Winter, spring, summer, and fall. Okay. All you got to do is call. Actually, that's Carole King. Yeah. And I think he did it too. Anyway, I got way off the path there. Thank you so much for tuning in to the old Rhyme and Reason podcast here. It's always brought to you by TonyFunderburk.com. And remember, what I've been saying lately is go over there and look for that link where you can get a t-shirt that says, Life has Rhyme and Reason because God made you.
There's a rhyme